Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of arrays. Again, this is Mrs. Fisher, and in this part I'm going to talk about how to create arrays and then how to access the data or the elements in an array. So when you're initializing an array, in the previous video we declared several arrays of different sizes. That's a little bit different than creating an array and initializing it at the same time. Sometimes you know ahead of time what values you want to store in the array. So when you create the array, you can go ahead and give it the initial values. Here's an example. We know the vowels are A, I, E, O, U. So I can create a character array that holds vowels. So the name of it's going to be vowels. And instead of giving it a size or saying new character array, I can say equals, open curly bracket, put a string of my characters in there, A, I, E, O, U, close curly bracket and a semicolon. Behind the scenes, what's happening is the computer is creating a variable called vowels that points to a place in memory that holds those values. So, what is the value of vowels at position 1? Remember from our last video, position 1 is not actually the starting position. I hope you remember that it's 0. So position 1 has the value I. How many elements are in this array? Well, we can easily see that there's 5 elements, but remember the index values always go from 0 to 1 less than the size or the length, so it would be 0 to 4. So if I was looking at vowels at position 4, I would get U. We can also update array elements. Let's take a look at this array. It's a string array, and I named it fruit, and again, I gave it some starting values. I gave it pear, banana, apricot, orange, kiwi, and strawberry. But now I want to change the value that is at position 3 to be apple. So which value is that going to replace? Take a look at the array and tell me which value is going to be replaced with the word apple. If you said orange, you're absolutely correct. Pear is at 0, banana is at 1, apricot is at 2, and orange is at position 3. So before, this is what my array looks like. After I execute this statement that says fruit at position 3 equals double quotes apple double quotes, it now changes my array to say pear, banana, apricot, apple, kiwi, and strawberry. We can use the same process to change values in an integer array, a Boolean array, a character array. Any of the arrays can be changed this way. Remember though that arrays are a fixed size, so I cannot add another element to this array. I can only change the values that are in this array. Now, let's take a look at this statement. What's wrong with saying fruit at position 6 is equal to blueberry? And again, because it's a fixed size, fruit at position 6 does not exist. It only goes up to position 5. So there is no position 6, and this is what we call an out-of-bounds exception error. And it's probably one of the most common errors that we'll see when dealing with arrays. Last thing I want to talk about is array properties. When we worked with strings, we could find the length of a string using the method called length. Name.length, and it would return the length of the string. Arrays also use length, but it's a property, not a method. So if I wanted to find the length of an array, I do, for example, if the array name is values, I do values.length. Okay, we're going to take a look at some NetBeans projects to help reinforce what we just talked about.